Morning. We are strip tilling. Well, I'm not, but we've just over here got this strip till bar going that we've been mucking around with, so it seems to be working all right. We had a couple of little hiccups and just had to find the right ground speed. We're putting sort of 600 kilos to the hectare of product out, so there's a fair bit of stuff going out the tubes, so we just had to work out what the best ground spread in that was.
Max the alarm up maybe 100 or 200 RPM just because we're sitting sort of right on it, one sec.
Yeah, you probably can. If you go, I think it's, yeah, I'll have to have a look, I think. Because it spikes, doesn't it, when you lift it up and when you're turning around?
Yeah, I even just every now and then, just through the paddock, like just because we're sort of hovering just under 4,000, it must be set at 4,000.
Yeah, I think it is, yep. So yeah, we're just trying to get it fine-tuned, and but it seems to be working all right now. He was doing 8 kilometres an hour, but it was a bit much for the, yeah, he actually blocked the tube, so he slowed down a bit, and it has improved. Yeah, we haven't had any issues, and the depth seems pretty good. I'll just come out and show you. So we're just on he's just on the headland here now. There you go, there's the white stuff there, hopefully. Yeah, so it'll be good 200 mil, 8 inches below the soil surface, so yeah, that'll be spot on really. So yeah, just I just did a run with Josh there before, and the GPS with the tractor out on 3 metre wheel spacings. Yeah, the front wheels are wobbling all the time. I don't know whether you can see it or not, but casters seem to be going all right. There is a lot of weight on them. that front beam has actually got it hasn't bent, but with the weight it's actually got a smile. So yeah, it's yeah, a bit with the ferts it wouldn't be twice as heavy as seed, but yeah, it's both bins are full of ferts, so there's a fair bit of weight there. Anyway, hopefully we'll just keep an eye on it. It should be all right. So anyway, we'll get this alarm sorted out. So yeah, all looks to be done a good job, which is good. There's been a bit of work going into it. Yeah, just hope I'm bit concerned about that front axle, but anyway, we'll just see how it plays out. Worst thing it is, it breaks and we've got to rebuild it. But yeah, as I said, because if we were just winter cropping with the seed would probably be a third lighter. So, but anyway, we can soon do something with it in time if we need to add a few more braces or something like that. It's probably a good thing we haven't painted it, so we can add a bit to it if we need to. But yeah, fingers crossed it works out all right, but it seems to be working all right at the moment. And the bar now, we've got the ground speed and all that sorted out. Yeah, it's worked well. So what he's done is he's done his headlands first, and then he knows when to, once he crosses it, he knows when to turn off. So we're doing 3 headlands, and that, yeah, we could, the strip till is 8 metres and the 8 row, and yeah, same, so that matches up with his planter. So anyway, he'll as I said, he's got about, on the early videos, I think he's got about 130 or 40 hectares to do. And then, yeah, it'll be our turn then. So maybe middle of next week we'll get it. And yeah, it's all starting to come in pretty quick. Ground temperature, we sort of want it, and someone else will probably be able to correct me on this, but we want about 16 degrees and rising. Josh just stuck I've got a little thermometer here, it's a pretty basic thing, like a meat one, and it was only about 10 degrees, so yeah, they wanted 16 and rising, they reckon. So we're still, you know, still a bit of ways yet. He's going to, I think he's pre-watering, whereas our guys like to water up after planting. So we'll just see what we do there. We might have a change our plans a little bit. So anyway, it's all sort of coming together, which is good. Back at home, I was just attacking, trying to get this belt back on the side by side. So through the wisdom of YouTube, I've put a couple of bolts in the metal there. That's opened that front sheave up. The back one, I don't know what's going on. It seems to be seized up. Just looking at a couple of videos, it should be sort of wide open and it's not. So I've taken these, I've squirted a bit of stuff in there, and there has been a fair bit of crap come out of it. So I don't know whether it's seized up or what, but I've just taken these outside screws off. I'm just hoping that doesn't fly out. It sort of did have a bit of movement in it, but I assume there'll be springs and that behind it. But without getting it opened up, I can't get the belt on. So I'll just, we'll go by feel a bit here and see what happens. So I've actually pulled that outer one off, and it's sort of full of crap. So I might give it a wash up, and then we can just put the belt back on, give it a clean up. And whether it's supposed to have grease in it, I'm not 100% sure. It did have a seal on that outer cover that I took off, but there's no springs or anything in it, but it does look pretty ordinary in there. So I might grab some petrol and a brush and give it a clean up, and then we can look at slapping him back together perhaps. Given that a bit of a clean up, I've just put a bit more petrol in there just to, I don't know, it's got a real, whether it's just a combination of dirt and crap or whether it's got a fancy sort of grease in there. Yeah, it's quite sticky and tacky, so I'll just chuck a bit of petrol in there and let it soak. And yeah, I need to get these lambs shifted, so we'll yeah, I'll just grab the doggos and we'll go and do it in the ute. We just well, won't be as easy, but yeah, I've got something on the Sabo, so I want to try and get this yeah, get those lambs shifted before then. So it'll probably take a good hour to do it. So we might load up the hounds and we'll go and have a crack at it in the ute. Afternoon, gang. Fast forward a few days on this one, and yeah, Sarah and I and the kids have been away for a few days, so yeah, it was good. Just chilled for a while. Actually, we went up and can highly recommend it if you're in southern New South Wales or northern Vic, the Malt House at Winton. Yeah, fantastic spot. Accommodation's really good, tucker's really good, beer's nice and cold. A bit for the kids to do, which is good, but yeah, good spot just to go and chill and do nothing. So we're back into it, not full swing. We are Sunday, so but a bit of rain actually, which is good. Don't just look on the radar, I don't think we're going to get much, but yeah, every bit helps at the moment. Got water starting, or water going at the moment. It started again this morning. So I've just come down, just going to, we had a bit of a drive around before we got back to the house. So there is a bit of crap in build up in this channel here. We're just going to water these grazing canola. I'm going to water this grazing canola, and then I've got water going again over on the grazing wheat. The probe over there was telling us we needed to water. Once I do this, I'm going to go back and try and get that buggy back together. I've pulled the clutch to bits there, you would have seen, and yeah, I just had it was full of crap and that, so hopefully I can get that belt on and get it back together. I'm not too sure. I might just see, there's probably no rush to get it back together, but it'd be good while we're irrigating to have it going. But yeah, I think we might need a special grease in that variable pulley, so I'll just see. I might be able to find something on the internet about it, but it was quite full of dirt and yeah, putty sort of grease. So yeah, get that job done perhaps. We've had a bit of a breakdown with the air cart. Josh actually rang me yesterday, had a flat tyre, so the tyre was about buggered anyway, so he's put a new tyre on it. But he's actually had one of the casters bust off this morning, so the wheels literally fell off. Anyway, that's all right. We've got a bit of an idea of what went wrong, and we had a look at the casters on his air seater, so I'm just gonna, I've got more shaft there, so I'm gonna I'll show you, cut the old shaft, cut the busted shaft out, put a new one in, and then we've got a bit of an idea as to what we can do to hopefully make it not happen again. But I've just come up the paddock now. There's some channel here. It's got a bit of crap in it. Where's my shovel? The shovel's here. Yeah, just a bit of, because the channel, we haven't watered up here for a while, so just the leaves and rubbish in the channel just blocked one of the pipes here. So we'll have a bit of a scratch around here, and then I'm just going to go over and shift the water monitor over it. It's still out in the paddock from when we last watered over next door, so we'll go on and shift it while we're going, and then yeah, we'll get back and have a look at this buggy. But yeah, it's just a bit of crap here that's built up, that's all. I forgot to mention, I don't think I got any footage of it the other day. We got the U-lamps moved over here, so they're happy enough. Just got the 2-strand electric fence up, so it seems to be keeping them at bay at the moment. It is sort of, it was trying pretty hard to rain actually. I've got bloody wet again, but anyway. I should have rained a bit earlier, but that's all right. I had to walk in and get me mate, so I'll just set him up again here, and he'll go off at some point in time. Hopefully we've given the channels a good working over here. We've sprayed it a couple of times, so hopefully we'll get good water flow, and having been watered once, it'll water across here, run across here a bit quicker this time round. Find a spot here on this. So yeah, you can see the ground is starting to crack again, but moisture probe's telling us it needs. But yeah, sort of winds up a little bit. It was on the radar, it was sort of dropping south of us, but it'd, yeah, I'd take 10 mil. God, it'd be good. Anyway, we'll head back home, change my clothes because I'm wet, and yeah, we just might have a bit of a play with this buggy and see whether we can get it a bit closer. Back at the sheds, changed my clothes because I was pretty wet. Just been washing this thing up with some bit of fuel and a bit of brake cleaner. So I think we probably actually need some special grease. I reckon it had a certain type of grease in here rather than just ordinary run-of-the-mill grease. Just looking at the stuff in the bottom of it, and we actually look like we might be a ring short. Alright, here it is. So yeah, it goes something like that. I'm not 100% sure how that works, but anyway, we might just chuck a bit of standard grease back on it and put it back together. It's not actually sealed as such. It did have a fair bit of crap in it. And then I've got this disc here that goes on the top like that. And then there's another plate that sits over it. So I'll have a bit of a play here and see how it goes back together. Looks as though it goes something like that. And it's got these things here that, where did they fit? It might, yeah, they fit actually slipped in on there. So we'll have a crack at putting it back together. We'll put a bit of grease on it and just see how it comes up like. There's obviously a roller that slips in and out. There's some roller bearing in there, so we'll bang a bit of grease on it, fresh grease on it. And fingers crossed we can get the belt back on. So I'll put the belt back on first. But yeah, it just wasn't sliding out like it should have. So whether it was just with the crap that was in there, it wasn't allowing it to disengage if I can get it out, so the sheave could open up and we could get the belt on. So anyway, fingers crossed, should work. So I haven't gone nuts with the grease in there, and then that one sits back in there. I have just put a bit of grease on the slides. That actually, it's a bit hard to do it with slides up and down in there like that. So I have just put a little bit of grease around those slides, and then yeah, we'll get this cover back on the top there. I have gone for the rubber gloves today, just so I didn't. The other day I was up to my elbows in petrol and everything just stunk like grease. So Yeah, so I'll just screw that back on now and then hopefully we can start and put him back together. Okie dokie, still raining nicely, which is good. So, I haven't pulled that off there, probably don't need to. I might just leave him alone. Back on there. This thing seems to slide in and out pretty well now, so what I'm gonna do though is, just to save a bit of pain, is put the bolt on first. So the arrow is pointing backwards, and there is actually on the housing here, if you ever have to do one, there is an arrow here that points backwards as well. So whether that's just to show you a direction of way it spins or what, I don't know, but anyway, so arrows to the back. If you've ever got to do one, it's easy to do it with two hands too. And up on there like that. And then hopefully so yeah, it comes out a heap. Yeah, why it wouldn't do that before, I don't know, but anyway, I think it was just full of stuff, full of crap, and didn't want to come off. So what we'll do is the nuts back on, crap on it. Where's my rattle? You see, it sort of goes quite easily now, so just, yeah, clearly it wasn't right beforehand. Oh no, the all-important housing, I don't know, I should have taken more notice when I pulled this off. Which way it goes back on. We've got a bit of grease in there, so that's all right. Not that way. Not that way. Oh shit. It may not be the right one. Does it go that way? Goes that way. Right, we're good. I thought we were in trouble there for a minute. So it should just hopefully like so. Righto. Bolts and stuff everywhere. Actually, the bolts I need are in here, so I can take those two out now and let the pressure off there, and then we can use these two bolts to bolt that up. So I'll do that. You don't need to watch this, and yeah, get that bolted up, and then we can get the cover back on him. So we've got that bolted up, no worries. We'll get this other big bit on. Should hopefully just go back on there like that. And yeah, then we've just got the air intake and outlet on it. And we should be able to give it a run, which will be good. It's gone back together a bit easier than what it came apart. So anyway, we'll get these bolts in. Oh no, that's all the bolts on. Gonna make me fight it. That's all right. Get in the right spot helps generally. Righto. That's that one. Yeah. That one, we'll do them up in a minute. The other one, it goes, that's a good question. Oh. Probably should have put it on first by the looks of it. I'll come back to you. Alright, the moment of truth. Still got to put these covers and that back on there, but I want to give it a good clean out before we put them back on, and I still do need to service it yet, so. Seems to be okay. Righto, so we'll get it out in the morning and give that a good wash out, and we'll have about a bit more of a shower of rain here, which is good. But that's that's all right. We know for next time. Bit more maintenance before it actually happens. Preventative maintenance, I think they call it. But yeah. Filters in there, so we've got an air cleaner and some oil and a new spark plug and that for it. So we'll get to this tomorrow. Might not be tomorrow, but get it done. Sun's just starting to break through over the back there, but I don't know what would have had, a couple of mil maybe. It all helps. So I'll just show you. Josh dropped over one of the casters off the air cart. So just a bit of a design fault, but hopefully it shouldn't take much to fix it up. So what's happened is it has just busted that off like a carrot. So there's the end of it. So there's a fair bit of, obviously a lot of pressure on that to bust that off. So we've got a bit of an idea on how to fix it, and hopefully so it won't happen again. I'm pretty sure I've got enough shaft here to fix that. So we'll probably get to in the morning and get that done, and we might alter, I'll show you on the next video, but we might alter, yeah, there's enough shaft there to make another one. So that's all right. So we'll alter the other one while we're going, so it doesn't happen. He's done about 50 hectares, so he's about a third of what he's got to do. So, and then we'll get ours done, but that'll consume half of tomorrow, I reckon, to fix that. So, all right, that'll do. Over a couple of days, this one, but yeah, plenty happening. So, all right, thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.